Hey y'all, sorry this video is late again. Unfortunately, we had a death in the family and we had a long way to travel for the funeral. And we did a lot of traveling on a little bit of sleep. Hopefully we'll be able to put together some type of vlog because I was able to go the furthest north I've ever been. But I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. We were awfully tired, but it is definitely starting to feel like October. There are lots of leaves on the ground. The garden is definitely dying. The days are getting a little bit cooler, and especially the nights, so it's definitely starting to feel like summer is ending finally. Even though we're still in the 80s, you can just tell the air is changing a little bit. So I am super excited about that because fall is my most favorite time of year. But now we're setting up the garden planting calendar. I just used my calendar page that I set up in my monthly planner. And this is where I use the moon phases and the astrological signs to know what's best to plant when. And if I could only use one part of this system, this would be the moon phases. So some of this is going to be a little irrelevant and a little late, but we'll just go with it. That way you can kind of learn the pattern of things. To me, that helped a lot to learn the pattern with all of this. So we are going to start off the month in the dark moon phase, or I'm already messing up, my goodness. So we'll start off in the dark moon phase, and then on the second we had the new moon, or some people call that the old moon. This was at 2:49 p.m. and whenever we have our darkest day, we then change to the light moon phase because we're going from dark to light. So we're going to be in the light moon phase, and this is also the time when you want to plant your above ground crops like lettuce, cauliflower, broccoli, those types of things. Since we're in the fall, this is what we're planting. But if you're somewhere else, maybe like Australia or something, and you're watching this, this is probably the time you're getting your spring crops in. So you would be doing like tomatoes and peppers and those types of things. So this is just best to plant all the above ground crops, and we are going to stay in the above ground crops, let's see, until the 17th. And on the 17th, that's when we have the full moon, and some people call that the new moon. And this happens at 7:26 in the morning. And since this is our lightest day, we're now going from light to dark. So we're going to change to the dark moon phase, and this is the time when you do your below ground crops like radishes, turnips, carrots. I know there's lots of other things, but that is the time to do things like that. I have really been behind on all of my fall gardening, and I am hoping that I'll be able to get my lettuces in. That's about all I was able to get. I think I've got a few cauliflower. So I am really behind. My fall garden's not going to be that great, but we are also going through a really big drought. Like when we came back home, we were under a burn ban, and this is like the second week in October. So that is crazy for us. We usually get quite a bit of rain in the fall, but the past few years it hasn't been that way. So hopefully we'll get some rain and at least the burn ban will go away because we are super dry. Okay, so then we start with the astrological signs, and this is, you'll learn, is like a pattern with this. It's super easy. So with whatever the astrological sign is that falls on the calendar, whatever you're supposed to do on that day, whether it's a flowering day, a fertile day, a killing day, all that, that goes with that astrological sign. So Tuesday through Thursday, so basically the 1st through the 3rd, is Libra the rains. So, and this astrological sign goes with flowering days. So you can get a few flowers in, like mums and pansies and those types of things. Those would be great to do on those days. And let's see, the 4th and the 5th is the sign is Scorpio the secrets. And that one is always a very fertile day. So this is like the best of the best day to do your planting. So if you if you possibly can, that would be the best if you had any above ground crops to plant. And then we have the 6th through the 8th. Let's see. I think I'll do it here. I might have went up a little too high, but it'll be okay. That is Sagittarius the thighs. So this one is a fertile day. So this one is kind of a so-so day. It's not really good or bad. I've noticed just the slightest difference of planting on this day versus a very fertile day. You know what? I probably better write flowering here too, because that might be confusing. Okay, so there we go. Now we're on to the 9th and the 10th. And I think I did go up way too high, but I'm struggling. I'm still so super tired. So this one is Capricorn the knees. And that is also fertile. So this is kind of like so-so, not good, not bad. And we're going to continue on the 11th and the 12th. That is Aquarius the legs. And that one is also fertile. So we've got a lot of good days here for above ground crops for planting. And then we're going to move on to the 13th and the 14th. And this is Pisces the feet. And Pisces the feet is always going to be very fertile days. So this is like the best of the best. So we have a lot of good days here for above ground crops. Like we have great days here, good days here, and great days here. So that is wonderful. And then we're going to move on to the 15th and 16th. This is Aries the head. And this one is always a killing day. So I know that might sound a little drastic and scary, but the best things to do on these days for me is to do my weeding. On these days, I have found that it is best to not do any seed starting, transplanting, anything like that. Like I even steer away from pruning and things like that. I reserve this for only weeding and things like that. That has worked best for me. Unfortunately, I had planted a perennial on one of these days because I was still learning and trying to figure things out, and that plant has not done nearly as well. I planted a plant the day before that was a very fertile day, and then I did one on the killing day, and it really does make a really big difference. I am shocked at how much better my garden has done since I have started following this planting calendar. Okay, so the next few days, now we've got the full moon, so we have moved into the dark moon phase, and the next few days is Taurus the neck, and that is also very fertile days. So this is the best of the best days to do your below ground crops like your radishes and turnips and those types of things. The next 2 days, the 19th and the 20th, is Gemini the arms. And I love this one. This one is the bean and pea days. And I struggled with peas for the longest time, years and years, until I finally started this. And mine have been so great. Like I literally have my wall of peas like I always wanted. For us, it is, maybe if you had a greenhouse, you might could get away with it. But for us, there is no way we could get any beans or peas in before the first frost for us. Our first frost is usually sometime the end of October into the beginning of November. But like I was saying before, you know, if you're somewhere else, this might work. Or possibly if you had a greenhouse, you might could get away with that too. The next 3 days, so the 21st through the 23rd, is Cancer the breast. And that one is very fertile days too. So that is the best of the best days. So I don't know if I'm going to be getting any turnips and radishes and carrots in. I really need to, because that is one of the little dog's favorite things is to pull that up. So I really need to try and get on that and get that done. So hopefully I'll be able to do that for the end of the month. and hopefully they will still make it too with the frost. I'm not really sure. I may be out with that one, but I'll try at least. And then on the 24th and the 25th is Leo the Heart, and that is always a killing day. So again, this is best to do no planting, to do as much weeding as possible. And then we're going to have the 26th through the 28th. This is, oh goodness, this is Virgo the Bowels. And I know you see these little holes here. It was really funny. Someone left a comment once and said they were wondering what kind of moon it is. I just use a cheap notebook for this. I did not even notice that until they mentioned that, and I thought that was so hilarious. I got such a kick out of that comment. So these aren't moons. They're just holes for the notebook. Okay, so Virgo the Bowels is a flowering day. So we'll write flower here and flowering. But that really isn't a very good day because it's a below ground day, and you know your flowers are above ground, so not really the best day for that. And then the 29th through the 30th, if you notice, we'll start over, is Libra the Rains. And that one is going to be more flowering days. So again, it is not going to be the best time to plant that. And then the last day is going to be Scorpio the Secrets. So this, like I was talking about a pattern, you can see Libra the Rain, Scorpio the Secrets, so all that. You can just kind of follow the pattern, and it's really easy to do. But this one is going to be a very fertile day, just like it was up above at the beginning of the month. And see how it changes. Like here we were in the above ground days, and here we're in the below ground days, so it kind of changes up just based upon how the pattern falls in the month. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. Sorry again, I got this out late. Hopefully next month we'll be doing better and can get it out at a better time. Another thing I was going to mention is if you need to lay down gravel, or are putting in a driveway, or need to put in fence posts, or like want to do stepping stones or something like that, that is best to do in the light moon phase. This prevents it from sinking into the ground as much. I know it sounds really woo-woo, and all of this really sounds really woo-woo, but I have tested some of these things, like a lot of these things, and I am shocked at how it really does make a big difference. And this really has made such a big difference in my garden. I struggled so much with so many things, and whenever I started using this system, things just kind of started clicking and working, and it just kind of almost seemed like it was all in harmony. So I really am a big believer in this, and I hope this helps someone. Thank y'all all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.